the Backyard Builder here. We're just working on our latest project here. We're a little cold outside. It's winter months here in Canada, and we just decided to do a little renovation project inside and make ourselves a new office. What I'm doing right now, I've got my scraper, and I'm just removing the rubber backing off the floor. We had old ugly carpet in here, and we're going to insulate this room and keep it nice and toasty warm. So what I've done is I've just gutted it right down to the cement and right down to the stud walls on the other side, and we're just doing the last little bit of cleanup here. You got old carpet, those old foam back carpets. They'll oftentimes the foam rubber is either glued down or just doesn't want to come off the floor because it becomes permanently adhered somehow. Just one of these little doohickeys, and just simply scrape away. That's all there is to it. It just peels right up and makes this job quite easy to do. And it's a little bit of sweat equity into your work, and but it doesn't take too long to do a room this size. It's only a small room here, 120 feet, 10 by 12. So we'll be doing all kinds of things here in the next few weeks. Here we're going to be putting in an insulated floor. We'll be putting in some framing and insulating some walls. We'll be doing a built-in bookshelf along one wall, and building a computer center along the other wall, and probably a compact disc rack as well to store all your CDs for your computer. In gutting an old room, this particular room had that old wooden paneling, the quarter-inch stuff that was real popular in the 60s and 70s. When gutting a room like that, it's really quite easy to take the stuff off. All you do is you just take yourself a hook, get it behind the panel and pull it out, and then it's just a matter of just taking your hands and ripping the panel back. The only problem is doing it that way leaves all these little nails all the way along the studs. So no, those things are okay where they're at. You can either go along and just simply pull them, or all you have to do is just whack them in like that, and just get them out of the way for your new construction. Okay, we're back here now. Just a quick little update on what we're doing here. We've finished the cleanup of the room, and everything is ready to get started with the construction. The very first thing we're doing, we're laying down these 1-inch thick sheets of styrofoam. And what that's going to do is that's going to give us a thermal break on the floor, and give us a nice warm floor to so we don't freeze our little tootsies down here. Basically it's just 2x8 sheets. They're all laid side by side, and I'm just dry fitting them now. Once I get them all dry fit into place, then I will go and I will put some acoustic sealant down at the edges to seal everything, and close the gaps between the sheets of styrofoam with some sheathing tape, so that we have completely sealed floor. There won't be any moisture that'll be able to get up into the floor, or any dampness. It'll all be kept down that way. And we'll catch you again when we get that step done. Okay, I've been working a little while here with the styrofoam, and we've got everything nicely laid out on the floor here. Nice and toasty warm floor here. We've got a little special thing in the corner here. We've got our clean out for the city sewer system, so we kind of have to leave access for that. So we're just going to put an access hatch. It'll be under a desk, but it'll at least be accessible if the city ever needs to clean the drain line or do some kind of inspection work. Whenever you've got things like that, you absolutely have to leave them accessible for future use. You don't get an option. Now, this floor is toasty warm. I've got an inch of solid styrofoam insulation. I've used the blue SM insulation. I haven't got it fixed in place yet, but we've got the old floor here, and you step on the old floor, and the old floor is just cold, and I can feel the cold through my socks there. I can just feel it coming up, and step onto the new styrofoam, and it is just toasty warm. So this room is going to be beautiful when we're finished. Okay, now that we've got our styrofoam all laid out, it's now time to start working on the fastening system. Around our drainage hole, we need to attach these boards, so that we can attach our plywood to it and do our pull-up section of the floor. What I'm doing here, well, you notice I've treated the wood. First off, you never put untreated wood directly in contact with cement, because moisture can weep up and cause the wood to rot. So I have treated the wood, and then the next thing I've done, I'll zoom in closely here. I have made these. Zoom in. I've made these little holes. What I did with first is I made a hole with a Forstner bit. And then I went through with a 5/16 regular bit to drill it all the way through. The next step after this is, of course, I'm going to take what's called a Zamic pin. Whoop, we'll zoom out there. That's a Zamic pin. Basically, the way the pin works, it simply fits into the hole, and it's going to drop into the hole, and we're going to drill a hole through the concrete as well here, and so it'll actually go into the concrete, and then you just simply pound that nail head down so it's flush, and this part underneath here spreads out and grabs onto the concrete. So it makes very solid, permanent installation. The only way you can ever get that pin out of there is to break the concrete. So we'll just go ahead and do that now. Now the reason for the Forstner bit hole there is these things have a rather large head on them here. There we are. There. I'll just give it a second to focus. Come on, autofocus you. There we go. Now it's in focus. Okay, if you notice the head on this is rather large. The reason we did the Forstner bit first was just so we could countersink the head below the wood. Otherwise, we would have to contend with it causing bumps, potentially causing bumps in our flooring later. This just hides it completely below the surface of the wood, and gives it a nice flush surface.